I'm Claire and I heard about this trip through my university. What appealed to me about hands-on development tour country was that it's not like other tours I've done. You actually get to spend time with the locals and really see how the society functions here. And I really enjoyed getting to see many different temples and gorgeous areas around here, but really getting to know the locals as well and see what a difference different organisations such as Seven Women is making in this city and in the country. I chose to do this type of travel mostly because I'm super unfit and I can't trek, but also because I studied development at university, and also it's just really interesting to see different people and how they live in different circumstances so different to in Australia, and to be able to see how they live here and developments in their way of living and how their culture influences their way of life and changes that are being made. What I found really useful about this hands-on development tour was, especially for my studies, having read about development and learning all this stuff in articles and textbooks, and then actually coming somewhere like here and seeing it in person, seeing the difference that organisations can make in the lives of people rather than just reading about it. It's made a huge impact on my learning, and it's all sort of started to sink in now, everything that I've learned in my lectures, being able to see it put into practice and see what works, what doesn't work, and think about new ways to go about development. I would most definitely recommend this tour to other students, whether they're learning about development or not. It's so important to be able to immerse yourself in other cultures, to be able to learn about them and just learn about other parts of the world that you wouldn't normally. I think it's so enriching, especially for my course and for anyone else, no matter what they're studying or even if they're not studying. My favourite part of the itinerary was when we went up early in the morning to Nagakot, the mountain where you can see all the Himalayas with the snow on them and the prayer flags waving in the breeze, and it was just really beautiful to see that, and it's something you definitely can't see in Australia, so that was a really wonderful experience. And I really loved afterwards, we walked down to a small village on the side of the mountain, and it was a bit of a reality check just to see how some people live. Compared to Australian standards, they had nothing, but they were some of the most generous and happy people that I've ever met, so that was really wonderful to see. When I get back to Australia, I think the one thing I've really learned from this trip is to be grateful for what I have. Seeing people here with not much after the earthquake, or not even much to begin with, and just how thankful and grateful they are for the little they have. I think that's a real lesson that I'm going to take away from this trip. To just be grateful for what I do have and to help others then with the materials and the resources that I do have. I would say this trip it takes you and just throws you in the deep end. It's completely different to anything I'd ever experienced before, and it was so great to be able to meet so many local people. It didn't feel like I was just seeing the tourist spots. I felt like I was really getting to know the culture and the people and the country here, and I think that was just fantastic. If I had to describe it in 3 words, it'll probably be eye-opening experience. Just learning so much, and it's really different seeing a developing country with your own eyes rather than seeing it on TV or reading about it in textbooks, and it really gives you a heart for the country and for the people here who are all so beautiful, so it's definitely been eye-opening.